How often you tidy up isn't just about cleanliness, it's a secret map of your mind. Every swipe, every delay is a clue to your mindset, focus, and resilience. Some patterns scream, others whisper, but they're all there. Let's get straight to it. Every day. Cleaning every day isn't just a habit, it's a personality statement. People like you are highly disciplined, organized, and controlling in the best possible way. Consistency and predictability aren't just nice-to-haves, they're your mental fuel. You spot a single water droplet on the faucet and almost instinctively wipe it away. That tiny imperfection doesn't linger because for you, micro decisions never pile up, they get handled immediately. Think about it. While most people let little annoyances accumulate, creating a low-level hum of mental stress, you strike first. You don't wait until the coffee mug has hardened into a fossil or the laundry pile resembles Mount Everest. You act. And in doing so, you're protecting your future self. Every time you take out the trash, wipe the counter, or straighten the sofa cushions, you're clearing mental space for decisions that actually matter. This is where the real advantage comes in. Life is full of big decisions, career changes, investments, relationships, health choices, and they demand mental bandwidth. If your mind is clogged with, "Where did I put the scissors?" or "Did I leave a water spot on the sink?" your brain is essentially trying to run a marathon while carrying a backpack full of rocks. But you've unloaded those rocks. Your brain is free to sprint. Your mental energy isn't eaten up by clutter, it's available for strategy, creativity, and problem solving. That's the power of daily discipline. And the benefits extend beyond personal productivity. There's a subtle psychological advantage in the way others perceive you. People notice, even if they don't say it aloud, that you're reliable, precise, and in control. Whether it's colleagues, friends, or family, they intuitively trust you to follow through, manage projects, and handle crises calmly. Your organized environment broadcasts a signal. I'm the kind of person who can think ahead, who plans, who wins the small battles so the big ones are easier to conquer. Even better, cleaning every day creates a feedback loop of confidence. Small wins pile up into a sense of accomplishment. Each wiped counter or folded towel is a micro victory that says, "I've got this." That confidence spills into other areas of life: career moves, financial decisions, personal goals. Your environment isn't just tidy, it's a springboard for a sharper, calmer, more capable mind. So next time someone teases you for being obsessive about cleaning, smile. They don't see it, but you're playing the long game. By handling the small stuff immediately, you're giving yourself an enormous advantage: a mind free from clutter, a future self protected from chaos, and the mental clarity to make life's big decisions with ease. Cleaning every day isn't just hygiene, it's a strategic investment in your brain, your productivity, and your life. And let's be honest, there's nothing quite as satisfying as glancing at a spotless counter and knowing your tiny, consistent actions are quietly shaping a life that's organized, intentional, and totally under control. A few times per week. Cleaning a few times per week is a different mindset from the everyday crowd. Your psychological profile? Proactive, balanced, and strategic. You like routines, but obsession isn't your style. You handle your mail, the dishes, and the laundry in bite-sized chunks, like a tactical operation broken into manageable missions. You're efficient without being rigid. There's a sense of calm in your approach. Life happens, but you're ready for it. Here's the insight. Life gets a lot easier when small tasks are dealt with before they snowball. You don't let dirty dishes sit so long they turn into a science experiment, and you don't wait for the mail to pile into a paper avalanche. You tackle chores in digestible segments. It's not perfectionism, it's smart management. You know that tiny, consistent actions prevent chaos, and you leverage that knowledge to stay ahead of stress. The concrete advantage is simple but powerful. By handling chores regularly, though not obsessively, you prevent them from building into overwhelming mountains. You avoid the mental drain that comes when everything piles up at once. Instead of spending Saturday panicking over an entire week of dishes, laundry, and mail, you glide through them calmly, keeping your stress levels in check. That mental clarity isn't just about chores, it spills over into other areas of life. Decisions at work,
Personal projects, social plans, they all benefit from the bandwidth you save by staying on top of small tasks. There's also a subtle confidence boost that comes from this rhythm. You're not just efficient, you're capable. You've created a system that works for you, and it reinforces your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. Missing a day here or there isn't catastrophic because your habits aren't fragile, they're resilient. That balance between order and flexibility is a hidden superpower. It allows you to adapt, improvise, and still maintain control over your environment. And let's not forget the social edge. People notice when someone is balanced and proactive. Your home doesn't feel like a war zone, and your friends or family instinctively trust that you have your life together. They may joke about your scheduled cleaning days, but what they're really seeing is someone who can manage time, energy, and priorities like a pro. That's the kind of advantage that quietly earns respect, both personally and professionally. Ultimately, cleaning a few times per week isn't about obsessing over every corner or chasing perfection. It's about efficiency, foresight, and mental freedom. You've found a rhythm that keeps stress manageable, chores from piling up, and life running smoother. By taking care of small tasks consistently, you're not just keeping your space clean, you're building a life where your mind stays clear, your energy stays high, and you're always ready for the next mission, challenge, or spontaneous adventure. Small, smart actions repeated consistently give you a big edge in life. And honestly, isn't that the kind of advantage everyone secretly wants?
Once a week. Cleaning once a week is a whole different mindset. Your psychological profile? Moderate planners who prioritize the bigger picture over tiny details. You're not obsessed with daily tidying because you understand the true cost of micromanagement, wasted cognitive bandwidth. For you, Saturday morning isn't just a weekend, it's a mission. Mop, vacuum, tidy, check. One focused push and your living space is reset for the week ahead. You don't dabble in daily chores because that would be like using a bazooka to swat flies, unnecessary and exhausting. The insight here is subtle but powerful. By handling chores in one concentrated session, you avoid letting minor tasks chip away at your mental energy throughout the week. You know that time and focus are finite resources. If you spent each day washing a single dish or picking up a stray sock, you'd be slowly bleeding mental clarity, and let's be honest, that's no way to live. Instead, you allocate a single intentional block of time to handle the chaos, freeing the rest of your week for real priorities: work, relationships, hobbies, or just binge watching something without guilt. The concrete advantage is deceptively simple. You maintain control over your environment without being chained to daily obligations. You get the satisfaction of a clean home and the mental clarity that comes with it, all while avoiding the trap of obsessive maintenance. Your approach is efficient, intentional, and strategic. By consolidating effort in one session, you're maximizing returns. Minimal effort for maximum payoff. And here's the kicker. Because you're not micromanaging every little thing, you're also building resilience. Life throws unexpected problems at everyone, but your brain, unburdened by constant minor tasks, is free to adapt and handle surprises with composure. There's also a subtle psychological edge. People may joke about your once-a-week cleaning routine, but what they're really noticing is your ability to prioritize. You're the type of person who focuses on what matters most without getting distracted by the small stuff. That ability, focus on the big picture, is rare, and it quietly communicates competence, reliability, and efficiency. You're not busy for the sake of being busy, you're busy for results. That confidence and control over your environment spills over into other areas of life. You're calmer in meetings, sharper in problem solving, and less likely to feel overwhelmed by day-to-day minutia. In short, cleaning once a week isn't laziness, it's strategy. It's about protecting your mental energy, focusing on priorities, and keeping control of your life without feeling chained to chores. By tackling all your tasks in one mission, you're creating a rhythm that preserves cognitive bandwidth, reduces stress, and lets you enjoy the rest of your week without guilt. It's efficiency meets foresight, a simple, repeatable system that keeps your home and your mind in balance. And honestly, there's a quiet satisfaction in knowing you've mastered the art of controlled chaos, proving that sometimes less really is more. Every 2 weeks or bi-weekly? Cleaning every 2 weeks or bi-weekly is a different kind of strategy altogether. Your psychological profile? Flexible, moderate procrastinators. You don't panic over a stray sock or a half-empty coffee cup sitting on the counter. Small messes can linger, almost like they're daring you to notice them. But when the pressure mounts, maybe the laundry pile is teetering like a Jenga tower, or the dishes threaten to overflow, you spring into action with a burst of focused energy. It's like flipping a mental switch. Suddenly, you're efficient, methodical, and unstoppable. The insight here is surprisingly powerful. You operate best under urgency. Waiting until a mess demands attention trains you to recognize priorities instinctively. Not every dish, towel, or envelope deserves your energy. Instead, you learn to discern what truly matters. You've built an internal filter. Trivial annoyances can wait, but tasks that risk chaos get your full focus. That's a skill that translates beyond housekeeping. It's a core life advantage. By practicing selective attention, you strengthen your ability to triage problems, allocate energy efficiently, and remain calm under pressure. The concrete advantage is clear. In real life, you excel at responding to urgent problems without sweating over minor details. While someone else might be distracted by a single dirty dish, you're saving your mental energy for high-stakes decisions, unexpected challenges, and real emergencies. Your brain isn't cluttered with constant small tasks, so when something important crops up, work crises, family emergencies, last-minute plans, you handle it with clarity, speed, and composure. You're the person friends and colleagues call when something critical needs to be managed, because they know you'll respond effectively without being derailed by trivial distractions. There's also a psychological benefit to this rhythm. You develop confidence in your ability to operate under pressure. Each bi-weekly cleaning session is like a mini boot camp for your mind. You assess, prioritize, and execute. The satisfaction of seeing a chaotic environment transformed into order in just a few hours reinforces your sense of capability. You're not just cleaning, you're proving to yourself that you can take control even when the stakes feel high. That feeling of mastery spills into other areas of life. Projects, deadlines, decisions. All of them feel more manageable because your brain has practiced triage on a smaller scale. And let's be honest, there's humor and human satisfaction in this style. You might laugh at yourself while scrambling to finish dishes or laundry before guests arrive, but it's a rhythm that works for you. It balances flexibility with results, teaching patience, focus, and urgency without burnout. You've effectively turned procrastination into a controlled, strategic advantage. In short, bi-weekly cleaning isn't laziness, it's training in prioritization, focus, and stress management. By letting small tasks linger until they demand attention, you sharpen your ability to respond to life's real challenges. Your mind stays free from minor distractions, your stress stays manageable, and your capacity to handle urgent situations skyrockets. It's efficiency in bursts, a system that keeps your life under control, your energy focused, and your brain sharp. And in a world full of constant demands, that's a rare and powerful advantage.
Once a month. Cleaning once a month is a mindset built for a very specific kind of person. Your psychological profile? Creative, flexible, and remarkably tolerant of chaos. Routine isn't your friend. It's optional, maybe even a little boring. Surface messes don't bother you. A pile of laundry or a stack of papers is just background noise. You live with life in motion, and your energy is saved for the things that actually spark your interest. But when the calendar flips and it's time to tackle the monthly mission, you go deep. You scrub baseboards, reorganize cabinets, vacuum under furniture, the kind of attention to detail that most people don't bother with until they're hosting an open house. Here's the insight. You develop tolerance for imperfection and a rare ability to adapt to disorder. Life isn't perfect, and neither is your home, and you're okay with that. By not sweating every small mess, you train your mind to focus on bigger challenges, to roll with unpredictability, and to make calm decisions when the environment isn't perfectly controlled. You've built mental resilience without even realizing it. While someone else might spiral over a crooked cushion or a sticky countertop, you're already thinking about what actually matters. Projects, relationships, ideas, experiences. Your mental energy isn't drained by trivial annoyances. The concrete advantage is clear. You thrive in environments that would stress most people out. While daily cleaners might freeze up when chaos hits and weekly planners scramble to maintain order, you can enter messy or unpredictable situations and stay calm, clear-headed, and productive. That ability carries over into work, social life, and even personal crises. You're the person who can walk into a cluttered office, a chaotic event, or a last-minute emergency and see opportunity where others see stress. You're able to prioritize, improvise, and adapt, all without the mental weight of obsessing over tiny details. There's also a subtle psychological bonus. People notice your confidence in the face of disorder. They might joke about your once-a-month cleaning habit, but they also recognize that you're unflappable, resourceful, and capable of thriving where others would panic. That aura of calm and creativity draws trust and respect, and it gives you an edge in problem-solving, leadership, and even social situations. You've essentially built a tolerance for life's messes, both literal and metaphorical. And let's not forget the satisfaction factor. When your monthly deep clean mission is complete, the transformation feels dramatic, almost cinematic. You've turned chaos into order in one focused effort. It's not just a tidy home, it's proof that you can tackle any challenge in life, even when it seems overwhelming. That confidence becomes self-reinforcing. You realize that minor imperfections are rarely worth your energy, and that by conserving mental bandwidth, you're free to tackle the big, meaningful things that actually impact your life. In short, once-a-month cleaning isn't laziness, it's a strategy. By tolerating small messes and focusing your energy in bursts, you've trained your mind to adapt, improvise, and excel in environments that would stress most people out. You maintain control, cultivate creativity, and preserve mental energy for the big wins. While others are fretting over crumbs and coffee rings, you're thinking, creating, and thriving. That's a quiet, powerful advantage, and one that lasts far beyond a spotless cabinet or sparkling baseboard.
Quarterly. Every 3 months. Cleaning once every 3 months is a strategy for a very specific mindset. Your psychological profile? Long-term planners, visionaries, people who think in cycles and projects instead of daily details. Daily crumbs and minor messes barely register on your radar. Your energy is reserved for bigger missions, career goals, creative projects, personal growth, and long-term plans. When it comes to cleaning, you think in epic proportions. Quarterly cleaning isn't about tidying up. It's about resetting your entire environment in a single, focused operation. When your 3-month mark hits, you spring into action. Closets get reorganized, drawers purged, shelves cleared, and every corner of your home is assessed for relevance. Old papers, clothes, or random trinkets that have been quietly cluttering your life? Gone. You don't just sweep and mop, you redesign the space, optimize it for function, and reclaim territory that has been quietly eroding your sense of order. For you, cleaning is strategic, not reactive. It's a large-scale mission executed with precision, and it's deeply satisfying. The insight is profound. Your mind focuses on major goals, not minor daily crumbs. While others expend mental energy on micro-tasks, worrying about a single coffee stain or a sock on the floor, you preserve your mental bandwidth for the things that truly matter. Your brain isn't cluttered with small distractions. It's thinking in big picture terms, planning for months ahead, strategizing for success. Quarterly cleaning is just one manifestation of that mindset. It trains your brain to tackle large, complex challenges efficiently, giving you confidence that when you commit, you can finish what you start. The concrete advantage is obvious. You handle massive cleaning projects efficiently and reap the satisfaction of big wins. You don't feel trapped in a cycle of constant tidying. Instead, you experience dramatic transformations that reinforce your sense of control and accomplishment. This approach translates directly into life.
Tackling long-term projects, whether it's a career pivot, a financial plan, or a personal goal, requires the same skills: focus, patience, planning, and the ability to execute efficiently. Your quarterly cleaning habit is like a mental gym for large-scale achievement. There's also a subtle psychological edge. People who operate on a quarterly rhythm are often seen as decisive, organized, and strategic. You've trained yourself to assess what's necessary, act with authority, and let go of what doesn't serve your goals. That skill carries into relationships, work, and personal development. You're comfortable with delayed gratification, able to manage energy wisely, and thrive in situations where others might get lost in minutia. And let's not forget the satisfaction factor. When your quarterly cleaning session is complete, the difference is dramatic, almost cinematic. Spaces that felt cluttered or neglected suddenly feel open, functional, and optimized. The mental clarity that comes from this reset is powerful. You experience a sense of accomplishment that daily or weekly tidying can't match. It's a reminder that focusing on big wins rather than small, constant maintenance can yield enormous results in both your environment and your life. In short, quarterly cleaning isn't laziness, it's strategic mastery. By reserving energy for massive projects, you optimize focus, gain clarity, and experience meaningful achievement. While others are bogged down by small chores, you're free to think, plan, and execute on life's big goals, turning every quarterly reset into a launchpad for success. It's efficiency, foresight, and satisfaction rolled into one decisive action, a powerful advantage for anyone who thinks long-term.
Every 6 months. Cleaning every 6 months is a mindset all its own. Your psychological profile, minimalists or self-proclaimed negligent types who are shockingly comfortable with chaos. Your surfaces remain buried for months, and moving a stack of papers just to eat breakfast is a normal part of life. You shrug off clutter because you've learned that obsessing over small messes is a waste of mental energy. Life doesn't stop for dust or disorganized countertops, and neither do you. The insight here is fascinating. Living amid disorder has trained you to develop stress tolerance and creative resilience. You don't panic when things aren't perfect. In fact, you thrive in it. You've built a mental flexibility most people envy. While daily cleaners might be thrown off by a single coffee stain, and weekly planners might get flustered by a pile of laundry, you walk into messy environments and immediately start thinking, okay, what actually matters? You've learned to filter distractions naturally, and that skill is incredibly powerful in both everyday life and high-pressure situations. The concrete advantage is simple but profound. You can navigate messy situations without panicking, which builds resilience. This isn't just about cleaning, it's a mindset that carries into work, relationships, and unexpected life challenges. When deadlines are looming, plans go sideways, or chaos hits, you remain calm. You're able to prioritize what truly matters and act decisively, even when your environment, or life itself, is messy. Your mental energy isn't consumed by minor annoyances because you've trained yourself not to sweat the small stuff. There's also a subtle creative edge. By living in environments others might find uncomfortable, you've forced your brain to adapt. You're resourceful, finding solutions around obstacles instead of letting them stop you. That ability to improvise is a huge advantage. While someone else may freeze in a cluttered office or a chaotic home, you're already problem-solving, moving obstacles aside, and making progress. It's a skill that shows up in work projects, creative pursuits, and even in social or family situations. You don't just survive mess, you turn it into opportunity. Plus, there's a psychological benefit that's easy to overlook. Living in controlled chaos gives you confidence in your own adaptability. You've proven to yourself over and over that you can handle disorder and still function, produce, and thrive. That self-trust reduces stress and increases boldness. You're not chained to perfectionism, and that freedom allows you to focus on what truly moves the needle in life: big goals, relationships, and meaningful experiences. And let's be honest, there's humor in this lifestyle too. Friends may gasp at your cluttered countertops or towering laundry piles, but secretly, or not so secretly, they admire your composure under pressure. You've mastered the art of moving through life without letting minor messes dictate your emotional state. It's a rare skill that blends stress tolerance, creative problem solving, and adaptability. In short, cleaning every 6 months isn't laziness, it's resilience training. By tolerating disorder, you build mental toughness, navigate life's unpredictable chaos with ease, and maintain focus on the bigger picture. While others get flustered by minor obstacles, you move through life calmly, creatively, and decisively. That's a quiet but powerful advantage, one that makes messy environments less of a problem and more of a playground for skill, adaptability, and confidence.
When there's time. Cleaning when there's time is a lifestyle that works for a very particular type of person. Your psychological profile? Spontaneous, carefree, and adaptive. You don't schedule chores into your calendar or obsess over daily, weekly, or monthly rituals. Instead, you tackle them as the opportunity arises, when a few free minutes appear between meetings, errands, or Netflix episodes. Life isn't dictated by dust bunnies, it's dictated by your sense of timing, mood, and energy. You prioritize tasks as they come, juggling responsibility and enjoyment with effortless instinct. Here's the insight. You've mastered the art of balancing pleasure and obligation with real-time judgment. You know when a space truly needs attention and when a mess can wait, and you make those decisions without guilt. Your mental energy isn't drained by arbitrary rules or rigid schedules. Instead, you operate with situational awareness, moving between tasks based on what matters most in the moment. That ability to assess priorities dynamically is rare, and it's a skill that goes far beyond cleaning. The concrete advantage is straightforward but powerful. You stay flexible and creative without guilt. While someone with a strict routine might feel trapped by daily chores, and someone who procrastinates might stress over an overwhelming mess, you glide through life on your own terms. You take care of tasks when necessary, but you never let them dominate your schedule or dictate your mood. This adaptability makes you resilient, capable of improvisation, and able to enjoy life fully while still keeping your environment under control. There's also a subtle strategic benefit. By cleaning only when time allows, you train yourself to focus your attention on the most important areas. Instead of spreading effort thin over every corner or every day, you act decisively where it's needed. The result? Efficiency and effectiveness in bursts. You don't waste energy on trivial details, yet your space gets maintained enough to function well. It's a minimalist approach that maximizes return on effort. And let's not forget the creative edge. Operating in this way encourages adaptability and spontaneous problem solving. You become skilled at handling distractions, managing interruptions, and pivoting between priorities without panic. That skill shows up everywhere, at work, in personal projects, and even in social situations. You've essentially built mental agility, the ability to respond to real-time challenges while keeping your cool, energy, and creativity intact. Plus, there's a psychological perk that's easy to overlook. You never feel trapped by guilt or obligation because you've trained yourself to live with flexibility and self-trust. When you finally take a few minutes to tidy, it's intentional and focused, not a chore you dread. That sense of autonomy reduces stress, improves focus, and reinforces confidence in your ability to manage life on your own terms. In short, cleaning when there's time isn't laziness, it's strategic freedom. By staying spontaneous and prioritizing tasks dynamically, you maintain a flexible mindset, protect your mental energy, and cultivate creativity. While others may feel guilt over chores or rigidity in schedules, you operate efficiently, enjoy life fully, and adapt to whatever comes your way. It's a lifestyle that balances responsibility with freedom, showing that mastery isn't about cleaning constantly, it's about choosing wisely, acting decisively, and thriving in the flow of real life.
Only when it's really dirty. Cleaning only when it's absolutely necessary is a mindset for a very specific type of person. Your psychological profile: reactive, pragmatic, and crisis-oriented. You don't bother with minor messes or maintain a routine. Your floor doesn't get swept until it's sticky, the trash doesn't get taken out until it's overflowing, and the house doesn't get tidied until it verges on chaos. To outsiders, it might look like neglect, but to you, it's a highly efficient system. Why expend energy on what isn't urgent? You focus on what truly demands attention, and you save your mental and physical energy for critical moments. Here's the insight. Your mind thrives under pressure. Unlike those who stress over small details, you're built for high-stakes improvisation. When the mess becomes unavoidable, your brain flips into crisis mode. You assess, prioritize, and act quickly. You're not paralyzed by 100 little tasks. Instead, you tackle what's essential, adapt on the fly, and solve the problem efficiently. This isn't laziness, it's a mental training ground for rapid response and creative problem solving. You've learned how to identify what matters most, ignore distractions, and act decisively when necessary. The concrete advantage is clear. You're excellent at solving urgent problems quickly. While others may waste time stressing over minor issues or maintaining perfect order, you've built a skill set that shines in moments of chaos. You're the type of person who can walk into a crisis, assess the situation, and take immediate action. That ability doesn't just apply to cleaning, it carries over into work, personal projects, and life in general. Deadlines, emergencies, unexpected setbacks, these are your turf. You excel because you've trained yourself to focus only on the critical elements and improvise solutions efficiently. There's also a psychological edge. By living in a reactive system, you've cultivated resilience. You're comfortable with disorder, uncertainty, and high-pressure situations. Most people panic when things spiral out of control, but you thrive. That confidence and adaptability are invaluable. You've essentially learned how to remain calm under pressure, make quick decisions, and act decisively, all while others flail over minor inconveniences. And let's not forget the humor in this style of living. Friends may gasp at your overflowing trash or sticky floors, but secretly they admire your ability to stay calm and functional while chaos reigns. You've turned procrastination into a skill. You've trained your brain to prioritize, improvise, and adapt, all without being bogged down by perfectionism. That skill is rare, and it gives you an edge in life situations far more demanding than household chores. In short, cleaning only when it's really dirty isn't neglect, it's strategic focus. By waiting until urgency demands action, you've trained your mind to operate under pressure, improvise, and tackle real problems efficiently. While others waste energy on constant maintenance, you remain calm, decisive, and resourceful. Your environment may not always be pristine, but your mind is sharp. Your problem-solving skills are strong, and your capacity to handle urgent situations is unmatched. That's a quiet but powerful advantage, turning reactive cleaning into a masterclass in adaptability and resilience. Only before guests or special events. Cleaning only before guests or special events is a lifestyle tailored to a very particular psychological profile. You are highly sensitive to social perception and motivated externally. Your home may resemble a hurricane aftermath most of the time. Piles of laundry, random dishes, scattered papers. But the moment someone is expected, you transform the space almost magically. In record time, chaos becomes order. Clutter diminishes and everything looks polished, curated, and presentable. For you, cleaning isn't routine, it's performance art. The insight here is subtle but powerful. Your mind focuses on image, narrative, and impression management. You aren't just cleaning, you're telling a story about yourself, consciously or subconsciously. Every wiped counter, fluffed pillow, and reorganized shelf contributes to a narrative that says, "I am capable, in control, and impressive." This isn't about perfection for its own sake, it's about controlling perception, creating impact, and optimizing the impression you leave on others. You've learned to focus your mental energy where it matters most, in moments that count. The concrete advantage is clear. In real life, you master the art of quick transformations and first impressions. While others might struggle to prepare for important events or get flustered by last-minute responsibilities, you excel at rapid, effective action. You know how to prioritize, triage, and implement high-impact changes under pressure. A messy living room becomes a welcoming space, a cluttered kitchen turns into an organized display, and a chaotic environment is suddenly polished and presentable, all without losing your composure. This skill isn't just useful for hosting, it translates into career, social, and professional situations where first impressions and high-pressure tasks matter. There's also a hidden psychological advantage. By operating on a system where motivation comes from external stakes, you've trained yourself to work efficiently under pressure. You develop problem-solving skills, time management, and rapid decision-making abilities. You become a master of triage, able to determine which tasks have the highest impact and execute them flawlessly. That ability to perform optimally in short, intense bursts is a rare skill, and it extends beyond cleaning. You're essentially conditioning your brain to handle critical moments with focus, calm, and precision. And let's not ignore the humor in this style. Friends or family might joke about your panic cleaning skills or your tendency to wait until the last minute, but the truth is you've turned a procrastination habit into a powerful advantage. You know exactly how to leverage your energy and focus for maximum effect when it counts most. That ability to shine under pressure is a transferable skill, whether you're running a project, managing a crisis, or hosting an important dinner. In short, cleaning only before guests or special events isn't laziness, it's strategic performance. By aligning effort with external motivation, you've honed the ability to transform spaces, manage impressions, and act decisively under time constraints. While others may sweat over constant upkeep, you thrive in short, high-stakes bursts of efficiency and creativity. Your home becomes a stage, your cleaning a performance, and your mind a finely tuned instrument for first impressions and critical tasks. It's a skillful blend of focus, adaptability, and social intelligence that gives you a quiet but undeniable edge in life. If you're not subscribed, you'll probably never see us again. But if you are, congratulations, you're growing every day.